rest of the way. Guys, I'm going to ask y'all to do something. We're going to call this little 5-minute gig Lessons Learned from a Legal State.
Yeah.
They're not all good lessons, my friends. So you're going to get to legalization. I'm confident of it. This is, as our last speaker was saying, this is the will of the people. And it's happening in state after state after state. The people are taking power if the legislatures don't hear them and get ahead of it. But it's happening. And it's collective consciousness. Do we all know the word zeitgeist, right? Which is people taking charge of themselves and creating the popular culture. This is happening. There's no stopping it. It's just when you're going to get to it. But let me tell you a couple lessons learned from a legal state. Someone's got to go first, right? Okay, first let's get the big elephant out of the room. Everyone says, Colorado's a success, Washington is not. Baloney. Colorado was the first big business model. Took $500,000 in the bank to apply for the license. Nowadays, 80% of the Colorado market is served by no more than 8 firms. Goodbye, mom and pop. Okay, Washington is a failure, right? Because Washington is a mom and pop state. Oi, 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 oi. Here's what I want to tell you. You're going to have to learn if you're going to be legal, if you're going to follow a small, historical, and independent producer model. You're going to have to hug and love some people that you actually disagree with a little bit. You might all disagree on the fact that maybe CBD in isolation works great. Okay, we can disagree on that. We might have to disagree on the fact of taxation, right? 4 years ago, I was a pariah in Washington because I said we should tax cannabis. We should get ahead of our legislature because if we don't do it now, they're going to do it to us later and it'll hurt a lot worse, right? It does. Right now, unless you're willing to give the state your name and go on a database that's been hacked no less than 3 times in the last 9 months, they said it would be safe. You pay 47% taxes on your cannabis, right? So what's happening in Washington State now is ultimately we have to compete with the black market from the regulated state, right? So what this means is the legal farmers are losing their shirts. Cannabis is a commodity nowadays, friends. Sells for as little as 35 cents a gram in some cases, right? But if you're going to pit a black market against a legalized market, you're going to have to equalize prices somewhere, and right now that's falling on the farmers. I know farmers in Washington State who have invested every dime they've got, and they're back to selling in the black market as well because they cannot pay their bills in the legal world. Now, why is this? I'm going to come back to you're going to have to hug a couple of folks that you don't like. Because what we know in Washington is we squandered our power, I believe, as the people, in that we got fractioned.
Yeah.
Some of these people believed in this thing. Some of these people believed in this thing. Someone thought 5% taxes was a good idea. Well, no, 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 it's our meds. Someone thought no THC. Well, you know what? You can't go along dividing your community and expect to stand together. So what we've seen in Washington is we agree on 97% of the issue, but our legislature has had their way with us because we could not stand united. So I'm going to ask you all, I know you're surrounded by people you don't know. I'm going to ask you right now to turn to someone you don't know and shake their hand or give them a hug and say, I am down to fight for cannabis. I am down to fight for cannabis. I don't see any hugging going on out here. Let's see some handshakes. Let's make some new friends. Some of you vendors have got brand new people there trying to buy your products. You don't know their name. You don't know where they live. You don't know if you can count on them at that next rally. You're gonna have to stand together, my friends. It is one love, not 97%. It is one love. 100% love in our community wins the day. It's okay to disagree on things. We all agree we will be better off when cannabis is legalized. I'll be talking a little bit later about some of the corporate predators you're going to want to avoid. So I'm Grandma Cat from Tacoma, Washington. If you know kids that need help right now with cannabis oil, we turn no children away. There is no child in this country that does not deserve to be served with cannabis oil. And I am ready to run around the courtroom if that's what it takes. Children in West Virginia, children in Idaho deserve the right to live every bit the same as a child in Washington, California, Oregon. And anyone who wants to take that issue up, tell them to come see Grandma Cat.